title of this little talk is called Uninvited, and we never like to feel uninvited. So, as I sometimes do, I share a short story with you. I'm going to do that today, a little snippet from my upcoming book called From Broken to Beloved. And this is where I encourage midlife women um, to stay on their journey from broken to beloved when they come out of the fog of perhaps trauma, grief, or loss, thinking, well, what now? What do I do now? My heart is really to encourage those women as I share bits and pieces of my own life on my journey from broken to beloved. And this is a little bit from that book, which I'm hoping will be out by summer's end. So here we go. Have you ever had a recurring dream that perhaps lasted decades? I have. It is about a beautiful little A-frame log cabin, and what happened as I tried to get into this cabin. A beautiful A-frame log home is nestled amid gigantic pines and fir trees. A winding driveway gradually meanders toward the glow of warmth and charm. It is so inviting. The light flickers in the shade of the trees as the branches blow softly in the wind, causing the leaves to gently rustle. Surrounding the home is a meticulously manicured lawn, adorned with flowers of every color, which surround the perimeter of the enclosed greenery. It's expansive and so lovely. A well-appointed brick walkway leads to an inviting cherry red front door, illuminated by dimmed lamp posts on either side. I feel so drawn to this uh, cottage, cabin, or home, if you will. It beckons me. It really beckons me. Huge windows spanning from the eaves troughs to the expansive deck make it possible to view the interior. So many people inside, laughing, speaking, being heard, being listened to, and generally enjoying each other's company, being real and so genuine. And it was really attractive to me. I desperately wanted to join them, but I was hesitant, for you see, I wasn't invited. Hmm. However, since I'm in the yard, I proceed to the front door finally. Discovering it to be locked, I gingerly knock several times, and then I knock a little bit louder, but nobody responds. I wonder if there are other entry points. Walking quietly around the cabin, I see none. I longingly gaze in the windows once more. It makes me sad. I feel like an outsider, uninvited and unaccepted, and quite invisible. Can you relate to that? I can tell you, I have felt that not only in that dream, but in real life during my days. I have felt that many, many times, and I believe a lot of us have. So, why do we feel like that? Why do we feel uninvited, left out, and rejected in life? Sometimes it stings like a bad dream. But is it always a bad thing to feel that way? Let's talk about this just a little bit, if we may. I believe there are times in life when we are trying to fit in where we don't belong, for sure. Or perhaps we might belong, but the timing is off. Other times, our purpose could be greater than where we long to be accepted. Our place of service can often be solitary and lonely. We should not give up on the desire to encourage others. However, even though we might feel unwelcome, we were never meant to fit in, looking for a place to belong, but rather we were to look for those to whom we can be of service, even if we feel uninvited at times. I just want to repeat that, even if it's just for me and no one else. We were never meant to fit in, looking for a place to belong in this world, but rather we were to look for those to whom we can be of service, even though we may feel uninvited at times. If we are locked out, like I was in my dream, we will come back another day. It's all in the way we look at it. When we focus on ourselves and our feelings of rejection, we lose sight of our purpose and those to whom we were assigned to. When I say assigned to, I don't mean a homework assignment from school. I mean, an assignment could be a place where we can use our God given talents and giftings to encourage and inspire others. So sometimes it's just that when we lose our focus, we are more concerned about ourselves than others. And people are often completely unaware of how we feel. Sometimes we will be welcomed, built up, and encouraged while giving the same to others, but not always. Sometimes we will be invited to participate in ways we could only dream of as we seek to encourage others on their journey to finding their God given purpose. There are those moments, and this is a dream we really like, but it's not always that way. So we have to look at why we want to be accepted. Why do we do what we do? Why do we say what we say? Why do we go where we go? If it's too much about us, then we'll often feel rejected and uninvited. But if we focus on those people we are born to serve, we will feel like that less often. But I just want to bring up a point. In looking at the life of Jesus, we read that he even felt this way. And often the Bible says he came to his own and they received him not. They rejected him, if you will. John 1 and 10 in the New Living Translation says, he came to the very world he created, but the world didn't recognize him. He came to his own people, and even they rejected him. In Mark 6 and 4, it says, then Jesus told them, his disciples, and those he was teaching, a prophet is honored everywhere except in his own hometown and among his relatives and his own family. Wow. Sometimes when we're with the people that we should be accepted by the most, we just have a restlessness. And perhaps it's because we're just too comfortable there and we need to go on a journey somewhere perhaps where we feel less invited because there's somebody there that does need us at one time or another. Perhaps when we feel that way, uninvited, perhaps the timing is not right, or we are making it too much about ourselves. Jesus never gave up on us when we rejected him. So even though we feel neglected and invisible at times, we should never give up on others, trying to encourage and inspire them and help them, whether we feel like we were invited or we fit in or not. I will catch you next time. Okay, my friends, bye-bye.